Something's wrong and you can't figure out what. The spot gets good sun, the watering's been consistent, the soil looked fine when you dug it over in spring, and yet here's this cucumber plant, week 4, quietly falling apart in front of you. Leaves going yellow at the edges. Vines losing that taut, reaching energy they had at the start. The whole thing winding down like it made a private decision to give up and just didn't tell you. No obvious culprit, no dramatic event, just a plant that should be thriving and isn't, and a garden that offers absolutely no explanation. That's the particular frustration of cucumbers, and it's why so many people abandon them after a season or two despite genuinely wanting to grow them. Because nothing about the failure is obvious. The conditions look right, the effort was there, and the plant died anyway, which either means something subtle went wrong that's hard to diagnose, or something went wrong so early that by the time the symptoms showed up, the window to fix it had already closed. Usually it's both. So rather than a list of things to check, think of this as walking through what the plant actually needs at each stage, because cucumbers are not complicated, but they are specific, and the difference between a vine that produces all summer and one that collapses in week 4 almost always comes down to one or two quiet details that nobody thought to mention. The first one is soil temperature, and it's the detail that causes more early season failures than almost anything else. Cucumbers need warm soil, not just warm air, warm soil, at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit and ideally closer to 70 before seeds or seedlings go in. Plant into cold ground and the roots just stall. They don't establish, they don't reach, they sit there stressed in the dark while the top of the plant tries to grow anyway, and that disconnect between what the leaves are attempting and what the roots can actually support makes the whole plant vulnerable before it's properly started. Fungal problems move in faster, pest pressure hits harder, and the plant starts its life already behind. The frustrating part is that air temperature can feel completely fine while the soil a few inches down is still holding onto the cold of winter. Spring sun heats the surface quickly, but the deeper layers take much longer to catch up, and most people plant by how the day feels rather than what the ground actually reads. A cheap infrared temperature reader or even a basic probe thermometer helps more than people expect because it tells you whether the ground is actually ready, and it can easily save you from planting 2 weeks too early and losing the whole start of the season to a root system that never properly woke up. The second thing is watering, specifically the how rather than just the how much. Cucumbers are about 95% water by weight, which tells you everything about how thirsty they are, but what they want is consistent, targeted moisture delivered to the root zone, not splashed across the leaves. Wet foliage is an open invitation to powdery mildew and the range of fungal problems that thrive in warm, damp conditions. They arrive fast, spread faster, and once mildew takes hold on a cucumber vine, it weakens the whole plant and doesn't really let go. Watering low and slow, directly at the base, keeps the leaves dry and the roots happy, and if you have drip irrigation or a soaker hose available, cucumbers are exactly the plant to use it on. What they genuinely cannot handle is the feast or famine rhythm that most of us fall into without meaning to: a dry week, a busy patch, then a heavy soak to compensate. That inconsistency is exactly what produces bitter cucumbers and cracked skin, and both of those are the plant telling you it's been through something. Bitter fruit happens because the plant produces a defensive compound called cucurbitacin under stress. It won't harm you, but it makes the whole harvest unpleasant. Cracked skin is what happens when a rapid influx of water hits cell walls that have toughened up during a dry spell and can't expand fast enough to keep pace. Both problems have the same cause and the same fix: steadier, more deliberate watering from the start. Then there's feeding, and this is the part that really rewards paying attention because what cucumbers need changes meaningfully as the season moves forward. Early on, when the plant is building its structure, throwing out vines and establishing that dense canopy of leaves, nitrogen is what drives that growth, and without enough of it the plant stays small and pale and uninspired. But once flowering begins, continuing to push nitrogen is actively counterproductive. Nitrogen at that stage keeps the plant focused on producing more leaves rather than committing to fruit, and you end up with a beautiful, vigorous vine that produces almost nothing worth eating. What the plant needs after it starts flowering is phosphorus and potassium, the nutrients that support fruit set and help the plant carry a full harvest through to maturity. This is where a lot of gardeners work against themselves without realizing it, running the same fertilizer all the way through the season without adjusting for where the plant actually is. A good bloom stage fertilizer or even a balanced organic feed with extra potassium once flowering starts makes that transition much easier to manage and usually leads to a noticeably better harvest instead of a vine that only looks impressive from a distance. Pollination is the next piece, and it surprises people because the symptom, flowers appearing and then dropping off without setting fruit, looks like something is seriously wrong when it's actually completely normal at first. Cucumbers produce separate male and female flowers on the same plant. The males arrive first, usually about a week ahead of the females, and for a few days the vine is covered in bright yellow flowers that bloom and fall and produce nothing because there's nothing to pollinate yet. That's not failure, that's just the sequence. The female flowers are easy to identify because they carry a tiny, immature cucumber shape at the base, a miniature version of the fruit that will develop if the flower gets visited by a pollinator while it's open. In a garden with healthy bee activity, most of this happens without any involvement from you. But in a greenhouse, a polytunnel, or an urban garden where pollinators are sparse, fruit set can be genuinely poor, and the fix is simple: a small paintbrush and a light touch, transferring pollen from the center of a male flower to the center of a female one. 30 seconds per flower, and it works reliably. Temperature also plays into this. Cucumber plants drop their flowers when nights fall below about 55 degrees or days push above 95, both of which send the plant into a kind of reproductive retreat. If flower drop is happening during a heatwave or a cold spell, that's almost certainly the cause, and the plant will usually come back into production once conditions stabilize without any intervention needed. Finally, and more subtly than the rest, harvesting. Not just whether you harvest, but how often, because the rhythm of picking directly affects how long the plant stays in production. A cucumber left on the vine too long, growing fat and turning from deep green toward pale yellow, signals to the plant that it has successfully produced seeds and its biological purpose is more or less complete. The plant responds by slowing down, redirecting energy away from new flowers and fruit and toward that overripe cucumber it's decided represents its legacy. The result is a vine that looks reasonably healthy from a distance but has quietly stopped working. Pick frequently, every day once plants are in full production, and never let a cucumber go past the size you actually want to eat it at. Keep the harvest moving and the plant keeps producing, sometimes well into autumn if the weather holds and the conditions stay right. Let it stall once and you'll spend the rest of the season trying to coax it back into the rhythm it was already in before you left it alone for too long. None of this is complicated once you see it laid out. Cucumbers are vigorous, willing plants when their conditions are right, but they're specific about what right means, and they show up in the failure statistics mostly because the details that matter most are rarely explained alongside the cheerful advice to just plant them in a sunny spot and water regularly. Soil temperature before planting, consistent moisture at the root, the right nutrients at the right stage, reliable pollination, and a harvesting habit that keeps the plant motivated. Get those 5 things working together and the mystery of week 4 disappears entirely. If one of these turned out to be what you were missing, leave it in the comments. It helps other people figure out what they're dealing with faster than any amount of general advice does. And if you want the tomato version of this, specifically why they split right before harvest and what actually stops it, that one's next. Subscribing means you won't miss it.